This is Comic Geek Speak, episode 1625, the 2016 New York ComicCon tapes. Welcome to the show. I'm Brian Chrisman. I just got back from the New York ComicCon and did some interviews up there and put them together, and that's what you're going to hear in this episode. But first, this episode of Comic Geek Speak is brought to you by the Collection Drawer Company, makers of drawer boxes, the easy access storage solution. Each box is designed to be stackable and support up to 5 boxes filled with comics on top of it without collapsing. They will even support the other boxes if the bottom drawer is completely removed. And there's handles at either end to make them more portable, and the ends are reinforced with 4 layers of cardboard so they withstand pulling, unlike regular boxes. The comic drawer boxes come in both long and short boxes, and they do offer volume discounts for large orders, so check them out. Drawer boxes at collectiondrawer.com. Alright, well, I used the portable recorder we have for the interviews in this episode, so the sound quality isn't up to the usual in-studio standards, but I think it's still pretty enjoyable and pretty listenable. So up first here is Mr. Tom King.
Alright, it's Thursday morning. I'm in a quiet secret corner here of the Javits Center.
So there's nothing going on right now.
There's nothing going on.
Nobody showed up for the con.
Well, like always, I'm here quite early.
This is old school.
This is old school.
Right, because were you here when it started? Because it only started not that long ago, right?
What, the con here? This 2005 was, I believe, the first year. I was here I've been here every New York Comic. By the way, who am I talking to right now? What's your name, sir?
I'm Scott Snyder.
I love your work, oh Batman. The
guy it's not as good as Tom's.
Oh.
You heard it there.
Yo, Switcher, well, Mr. Tom King, how you doing?
What's going on? How are you doing, Mr. Pants?
Very good.
Is it Mr. Pants? Is Pants a first or last? Have you determined?
It's like Cher, on pants.
Oh, it's like Cher. So it's Mrs. Pants then.
Stop it. I was very stunned. I'm walking down the street here, and there's Tom King walking up all by himself. No bodyguards, no security. You can come up, you can touch him if you want to.
Well, I was attacked on the way to the con.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, and I had lots of bodyguards, and they were involved. Like Matrix style.
Oh, wow,
like,
really?
Yeah, they had surrounded this one, and he was going around with the kicking.
With the kicking?
Yeah, and I was like, this is going to take some time. You guys take care of this situation.
I'm going to walk get some breakfast.
I'm going to go walk and get some breakfast. So my security, they're outside being kicked in the face. God bless.
So I know I'm your default security.
You're my current security.
Current security.
Yes, if I get attacked
you are
again.
in a lot of trouble, let me tell you that right now.
Oh. Well, it's been nice talking to you. This has been Scott Snyder.
So how are things with you? You're New York ComicCon. You're big shot now.
I am not a big shot. I went to I thought I was going to a Hollywood party. I walked a red carpet yesterday.
Really?
Yes. What a pathetic experience that is for everyone involved.
Okay.
Because I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm not a celebrity.
Well,
and
you could be.
So I have to go on the red, in front of me was like the dude playing Iron Fist, who was like from Game of Thrones, and so like,
okay,
yeah, they're like, oh, you're so beautiful, and oh my god, and then like I get on and like it's like something from a top like a funny movie where like phone stop, like a Mel Brooks movie, like, and they're all just like, they're like, we don't, who's the nerd? And then, like, my publicist, like DC signs and Kelly, she's brilliant.
Okay.
Kelly Popham. And she, like, goes and whispers in their ear, like, this is Tom King. He's the writer of Batman. And then they inevitably say, I didn't know comics had writers. Does he draw the pictures?
Oh, the public, we must educate you.
They actually don't say that. No, they pretend like it's a big deal, but you can kind of see the lie beneath their eyes. They're like, wow, you write Bateman! And you're like, yeah, I do. And like, they don't know any, I mean, no offense to them, but they're like, they're there for celebrities.
Sure.
And so they're like, so what's it like working with Ben Affleck?
Oh,
and you're like, and of course you have to make up a lie. So you're like, oh, he's a horrible human being. And then they're like, no! And they're like, no, I'm just kidding. I don't know him. And then they don't understand the sarcasm, so you're lost from day one. So,
humor is lost on some people.
Yeah, humor is lost on
You're
some
a funny guy.
when it comes out tomorrow that Ben Affleck's a horrible human being and Tom King said it, now you know why that's in the news.
So, we're coming up towards the end of Seraph of Babylon as well as the Vision that you're writing.
Yes.
Is there anything
The Trinity.
else? Is there anything else you're going to write to fill the void you can talk about? I'm sure you're in so much demand.
I do. I have a thing.
You
I have
have-
a thing, but it hasn't been announced.
I'm not going to get you any. We'll talk off the air, maybe.
No, it's inspired by my days listening to Comic Geeks.
Oh, stop
No,
it.
it is. Part of
Seriously?
it. Part of it is. Yes.
Which
my
part?
love
The
for
good
this
part.
thing. It has to do with some characters that you guys broke down for me a while, probably 10 years ago or something.
Wow.
No, 10 years ago? How old am I? Is it
How old are
2000?
you?
Oh my god!
I don't know how old you
8
are.
years ago. That's too much. But anyways, when you guys, I knew about these characters, but when you guys started deeply digging into them.
The minutia.
Oh, dude! So can I tell you just Comic Geek Speak stories?
Absolutely.
So,
Boost my ego.
I was talking to Scott, and Scott's working on some big projects now.
Scott who?
Snyder. I was talking to myself. By the way, it was Scott Snyder that insulted Ben Affleck. I don't know if you heard about that last night. But man, he went off.
I'm sure it'll be on the trades.
Yeah, it'll be on the trades.
On Variety.
Scott Snyder. That's gonna be my headline. Tom King insults Ben Affleck. : Who the fuck is Tom King? Question mark. So Scott and I were talking. He had reread Grant's Final Crisis
Okay.
because he just wanted to read some of the great DC things in preparation for a thing that he's doing, and he's like, and I was like, did you notice as it got on, it kind of fell apart a little bit. And we were talking about that, and I was like, but there's a theory behind that. And because I remember when you guys did the episode where Murd broke it down.
Oh my God! Yes.
And I did not understand that event when it came out.
I didn't either.
And Murd's
I wanted to.
This is what the 3D Superman thing, and it's about the
yes.
story. And the reason that the plot sort of disintegrates is on purpose because storytelling itself is being affected by by Darkseid. Oh, we got the news in the background now. Well, this is going to mess everything up.
Oh, don't worry about it. They can't hear that.
Good.
They're focused on your dulcet tones.
My dulcet tones. Anyway, so I was trying from memory to channel Murd and explain to Scott.
Good luck with that.
And I was like, it's got something to do. He crawls into a Superman robot, and that's symbolic for. I was like, oh, I'm messing this
Just
up.
play him the episode.
I wanted to call him. I was like, Murd, get on the phone, stat. What's an emergency? Anyway,
the merge signal.
It was a siege. I just want to say that CGS is in the minds and hearts of writers while we're writing these comics. So I'm trying to say
That's very nice to hear.
that.
And you were in Baltimore not too long ago, and it was really weird for me because I've been with you in Baltimore a couple years ago when you were by the bathroom was where your booth was, and
I was scoring by the bathroom, man. People were buying while they were waiting. More people have read my book on the shitter at Baltimore ComicCon than have read it anywhere else in the world.
but you'd have your people come by, and you always had this. You say, "Hi, I'm Tom King." You introduce yourself, shake their hand, you ask them how they're doing, what to do for a living, and you do the same thing now. The only problem is that your line is all around the con right now.
I know. I sit down like a line form.
Yes.
Isn't that ridiculous?
It's crazy.
I know. It's
Oh,
weird.
congratulations on winning the Harvey Award. I almost forgot to tell you that.
Yeah, most promising artist. That's the Milli Vanilli Award. We all know what that's
oh my
called.
God, that's right. That's right.
That's what I got. They're going to
They'll
expose me
expose you
very
You're
soon.
gonna be shunned.
Yeah, they're going to be like Keith
There'll
Giffen
be
and Mark Wade had
There'll be a
presented.
VH1 behind the scenes movie about you. Behind the music. Well,
Behind the panels.
Behind the
It's so obvious.
behind the panels. Between the panels? In the gutters? I don't know.
Oh, that's already a thing.
I need breakfast.
We need some breakfast. Nothing's open. There's nobody in this con but us. Nobody showed up for New York ComicCon.
It's Thursday. It's not even quite 8 o'clock yet. Again,
I
we're
blame
early.
Ben Affleck and Scott Snyder.
Well, again, very nice to see you again. Thank you for chatting with me. Thank you for... Now, I know you don't listen anymore because you're so concerned about reviews. And isn't that what you told me? That you?
Yeah, I don't listen anymore.
No, that's
I
just
stopped.
that's no apologies needed. We appreciate your support all the time.
No, I was die hard, but I just at the end of the day, I just listening to even reviews of other guys, it makes me nervous.
I can
And when
understand
I listen
that.
to podcasts to relax, it sucks
Right.
because I used to listen to all the comic podcasts, and now I don't listen. I sometimes listen to Word Balloon just to hear what Bendis is talking about or something. But I don't, and it's depressing that I don't do that anymore. But that's it. I know, but people should listen to CGS because it's a damn good podcast.
Well, they are right now.
If it doesn't stress you, hey, your listeners, a lot of them are professionals, but some are not. They probably wouldn't want to go home and listen to a podcast about their jobs either.
Well,
right? Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know. People have different things that entice them.
Anyways, it's one of the greats.
Oh, stop it! The check's in mail, right?
Yeah, thank God. I need to earn some goddamn money.
Are you kidding me? You made money. Well,
do you know how much it costs to hire enough bodyguards to fight the Matrix?
You got that.
I
Batman.
blew it all. I blew all my Batman money just to walk to the con
You
today.
got that Batman money rolling in. You get second, third, fourth, fifth printings. You're rolling in dough.
It's really nice. I'm not gonna lie to you.
See? Yeah.
I got a royalty check today, and I was like, oh, okay. Well, I guess we're not worrying about some things we used to worry about now.
Oh, my goodness. It's good to be Tom King.
It's good to be pants.
I don't know about that.
Well, at least you're pretty.
Stop it. Okay, we got to cut it off because we're all getting loopy now from hunger. Thank you, Tom. Enjoy the show.
Thank you, and thanks to your listeners for all the support over all the years.
Yes, and we'll try to get you on there properly at some point.
Damn right.
With the other crew.
Damn right.
Oh, here come some people. All right. Thanks, Tom. All right, it's Friday night after Comic-Con, and this isn't exactly the pants on the floor segment because I'm actually out on the streets of Manhattan, so I guess it's called a pants on the street. I am so honored. You'll never guess who I ran into. The man himself, the legend, the greatest Avenger, Captain America. It is such an honor to meet you in person, sir.
Is that a camera that you're holding?
No, it's a microphone.
It's not plugged into anything.
It runs on batteries.
All right. I mean, if you say so. It sort of looks like you're holding a microphone that only you think is plugged in. But if this is what you need, then I will pretend that it is plugged in too, and I will talk into it to you.
I'm so honored to actually talk to you in person. We've heard you so many times. I'm speechless.
Are you from the radio program?
I am from the radio program.
From Jeremy's radio program?
Yes.
You're much older than I would have expected. Unless, are you unwell? Because you look.
No, I'm quite well. Thank you for asking.
You look like a 40-something-year-old man. What are they feeding you? Which one are you?
I'm Pants, or my real name is Brian, but everyone calls me Pants.
Pick a name. Pick a name, son.
Pants.
What's your name?
Pants. Call me Pants.
Pants? That's French, right? You're the French one. I think we talked on the phone once.
We did.
That's why I can't tell how old you are. The thing about French people, and I've been around them a lot. I saved their country after they gave it away. Frenchmen, you can never tell how old they're. Like China ladies. So you could be. I won't ask how old you are, but I'm saying you could look the way you do and still be a young person and still have that make sense. You shouldn't be out this late at night without your parents.
Well,
French parents are very permissive. And
it's
they
a
probably
weekend,
give you wine at the table. And, I understand that. And then they go on strike. This is another thing the French do all the time. So they give you the wine and they say, your parents are on strike. And they walk away. And you wander out into the streets of New York City. Where in Manhattan are we right now?
that's a good question. We're somewhere near, I don't know, what's south of Midtown. I don't know.
Why are you here?
I'm here for the New York Comic Convention.
Oh, that's right. That's when all the people go. Now I remember why I'm here. I heard about that. They have in my neighborhood in Brooklyn a free newspaper. Imagine a free newspaper.
Wow.
They just hand it to you by the subways. I don't ride the subways, but I'll take a free newspaper. I remember when that used to cost real money.
Yeah.
It's mostly bullshit, but they had a thing in there about how there was going to be a convention about the funny books and superheroes, and I didn't have anything else planned, and I thought that'd be a good place to, go and be seen and inspire some people and meet some of the fans, right? Meet the fans. It didn't go so well for me. Well, as it turns out, these grown men and women decide months in advance they would like to buy a funny book. It seems amazing to me. I don't understand that. So I did not have a badge.
Really?
I mean, I have badges.
Well,
I
sure.
think I'm a goddamn SHIELD agent, captain. I don't know how many badges I have, but I didn't have the badge they needed. And it seemed showing up with Captain America's goddamn shield does not get you in. So I stood around for a little while.
Oh, my goodness.
And I thought that maybe people would like to have a picture.
I would think that would be an honor. I would love to get that when we're done here, absolutely.
People seem to be doing that. There was every kind of, I don't know what, Deadpool and cartoon ladies, whatever those are. And they were Captain Americas, and I saw some quite young, fit, sober Captain America standing around, and people were delighted to stand by them and take a picture. And nobody came up to have their picture with me.
Really?
And I want a goddamn war. I want to be fucking war. I saved the world. And I wanted a picture. And at one point, I sided up to some person pretending to be me. I figured, wow, boy, if anybody's excited to meet the real Captain America, it'd be this fellow over here. And he told me that my horseplay was no good. He said, nice horseplay. Your horseplay sucks, something like that. I wasn't even horsing around. I was.
Are you sure he said horseplay?
I sounded like that. I don't know what else it would be.
Maybe, I don't know, maybe cosplay, maybe? I'm just guessing here.
Is that a computer sex thing? That's a sex thing, right? There's so many sex things now. I'm not going to tell you this story. You're too young. But in my day, you said, you up for it? I said, yeah. They laid there and they took it. I don't know why everybody needs all these manuals and code words and, yep, yeah. You go? Yeah. All right, we'll go. So, I need to get home, Brooklyn, and I don't ride the subways.
No.
They're for hobos. I know you're not supposed to call them hobos anymore, but that's who's on the train. They sleep there. And I didn't want to do that. And that's where I'm sure I'd get all the attention I was not getting, was if I was down there in the train with all the hobos and the sketchy people. And so I found a phone. They're not so easy to find anymore, but I found a phone. Not a booth. Not like a booth, but it's a little standy-up phone. And I called old 13. And I said, hey, 13, could you fly over with the car and pick me up? Bring me to Brooklyn. I'm here by this phone. Call me on this phone. And I left a message and I haven't heard anything. I can't remember if she's dead or not. Do you know?
Honestly, I really don't. I don't.
She's either dead or she's mad at me. I can't remember, but I've been waiting. Friday night.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll find a way home. Somebody will surely give you a ride. I mean, you're Captain America, for goodness sake. You want a war, I hear.
Yeah, the big war. Big fucking war. What did you do on a Friday night? This? You walk around doing this?
I'm actually going to get a train to head back to New Jersey.
Oh, I'm sorry for that. Boy, that's two mistakes right there in the same sentence.
Well, Manhattan's expensive to stay in,
It's a terrible place.
Because you're out in Red Hook? Is that where you are?
I am, man. The real Brooklyn. They have an IKEA now. It's open. I go there sometimes. It's very inexpensive lunch. It's all very white. I'll admit to you, sometimes when I'm done with my lunch. I like to take my finger in the little meatball sauce there, and I like to make a little symbol on the table. I do it even. It's funny. I do it without even thinking about it. It's got a little scary face and some little tentacles, and I make a little symbol on the table. I don't know why I do it with my left hand. I'm right-handed. My left hand, I make a little, just a little tentacle, a little face, and I might say, "The end is coming." Rule the world. I don't know. Things like that.
Yeah, best not to dwell on that. But, well, since I have you here, on such a rare opportunity, what are your thoughts on the new Captain America?
Yeah. Everybody wants to know about that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I must get asked that a lot, I understand.
That's all right. Old Sammy Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good man. He's my oldest friend, The thing that people don't know about Sam Wilson, I don't know if I've ever shared this before, but you'd think he'd be fun, right?
Mm-hmm, sure.
I mean, you'd think he'd be fun. You'd think he'd know people. You'd think he'd know where the party was, right?
Right.
He's really square.
Really?
Oh boy, he's really. I mean, he's the kind of guy who he's always telling you about interesting things he heard on public radio, or tells you, "Oh, did you see that thing? And did you see that New Yorker article about the?" And it's always that. He's so serious. He's no fun. He's not a man to go out with on a Friday night. I tell you that. I remember this is back in the old days, long before when he showed a lot of his chest, like
That's okay.
Like a snake lady. He'd have it all open there. Like it was a carnival, and he'd, if I remember right, he'd wax it too, which, disco. He had a disco. That's what I hear about disco. He had that, and he was turning. We never really seem to mention our birthdays, do we? We seem to never. I think could it have been 40? Maybe not 30? I don't know. Maybe let's say he was turning 30, and I said, "That's Sammy. Let's do it. She's turning a big birthday. Let's have a birthday. Where do you want to go? Let's go and, is there a rent party that you know about? Huh? Let's go somewhere where they're playing some records, right? So let's go tear it up." And he said what he wanted to do was go to Lincoln Center to the opera. He said, "Oh, let's go to the opera. I think that would be nice." It's a word he uses a lot. That'd be nice. Oh, Jesus. Oh, boy. That's the man's birthday, so we're going to do what he wants. And so we went to Lincoln Center to the opera, and we went to go see Die Fledermaus.
Okay.
If you ask me, that goddamn Fledermaus could have died a lot quicker, because this thing went on. It's these tiny little seats. I'm not a small man. Tiny little seats there that you're sitting in. You got your little programs, and everybody's sitting so still, and they're all dressed up. And the thing goes on for hours and hours and hours. And there's a lot of little breaks that they take, It's always the seventh inning stretch at the opera, I tell you. They do a thing, and they all sing and stand around, and then it's, we need 40 minutes to put up another piece of bullshit set. So I'd go out to the lobby, and I'd have a drink. That's what everybody else was doing. I might have had 2 or 3.
Okay.
Because I got some more opera to go in for. And so I might have been feeling no pain, and by the time we got to the 5th or 6th act or whatever it was, I couldn't help it anymore. I said, "Bring on the girls!"
Oh, gosh.
Where are the girls in this thing? In my day, you'd go, sneak into the theater, there'd be girls. I'd come out, tell some jokes, somebody'd sing some songs, juggle something, and then they'd bring out the girls. And everybody turned around and shushed me. Some old opera biddy looking her nose down at me said, "Shit." And I couldn't help it. I said, "You know who I am? If it wasn't for me, they'd all be singing in German up there."
Oh.
And she got this look on her face like she was the cat that caught the canary, and she said, "They are singing in German up there." And then I was kicked out. Sam Wilson was kicked out for being with me. And he's very upset that he might lose his subscription or something, or that they know him there. I had embarrassed him on his birthday. He was not pleased. It's not the first time I'd done so. And so he went home to, listen to the radio, read an article. I had nowhere to go. As he was leaving, I said, do you at least still have Flip Wilson's little black book? You're certainly not using it. How about that? And he said something about how that never happened someday. I don't know. And so I walked on backward all the way down Fifth Avenue, back to the mansion. Friday night, go in. And Dr. Druid was sitting on the couch watching monster movies. A big ball of popcorn. He looked up at me like a puppy. You know what I mean? Oh, you're home. And it felt so lowly, I just went and sat next to him. And I said to him, don't say a word. And I grabbed a handful of popcorn. And we watched a monster movie. And I think Sam Wilson has had birthdays since then. He's never mentioned them to me. And now he's Captain America. And that's fine. You know. He's got wings. Wings and a shield feels like you're overdoing it. Why not throw in, I don't know, how about a snake tail and laser eyes and bull horns and big feet? Because at that point, if you have both wings and a shield, well, why not, right? It's past your bedtime, I'm sure it is.
I really should get going. So, can I call you a cab, Cap, or would that help out at all?
Oh, they don't let me into cabs anymore.
Oh,
they
no?
know me. Yeah, no, they know me. They know me.
They know you?
Yeah. I don't know how they tell each other things, maybe on their phones or something, but yeah, no, cabs won't stop for me. It's all right.
Well, do you think you'll be okay if I go? I don't want to leave you here all alone, you know.
I won't go so far as to say okay, but I'll manage.
I'm sure you will. Well,
not to put you on the spot.
Okay.
What's your favorite Captain America story?
Favorite Captain America story?
Quickly now, don't think about it.
When you
From
punch
your
Hitler,
heart.
punch Hitler in the face. I love when you punch Hitler in the face. That was great.
That's pretty good, wasn't it?
That is pretty good.
That's pretty good. He had very soft skin. You wouldn't know that to look at him.
I didn't know that.
And not because it was sweaty. He was sweaty, but soft like a woman. I don't know what to make of that. I haven't thought about that in a while. You know.
Oh my God.
I didn't feel that when the punch connected. I think after he went down, I took my glove off. Did I wear gloves then? I think I did. And he was all knocked out, and I just touched his face a little bit. You ever do that? I do that sometimes.
No.
I pretend to be blind, and I close my eyes, and I just touch. I could draw you Hitler's face from memory because
that's fine.
I touched it. You want to shake my hand? This hand touched Hitler in the face.
Well, I want to shake your hand just because you're Captain America, Cap. So
I appreciate that. You're a
thank
good boy.
you very much,
I'm
Cap.
sorry that you're French and you're sickly.
I'll be fine. Hope you find your way back to the mansion.
When you're on your train to New Jersey,
Yes.
don't talk to anybody because they are probably residents of New Jersey.
I will keep that in mind.
They're going to try to pass you a wooden nickel.
And you should never take wooden nickels out of it. That much I do know.
At some point, I'm going to need you to walk away because this little spot, this little alcove that we found, I might pee here.
Oh.
And I don't want you to see that.
No, I don't want to see that either. Well,
but you know,
on that high note, Cap, I bid you adieu, as the French say.
Good night, Ponce.
Good night, Cap.
All right, it's Saturday morning
It is.
at New York ComicCon, and I'm here with Katie Cook. Good morning, Katie.
Morning.
And no one can see this, but tell the listeners how you are currently dressed.
I am currently in the full regimental gear of Alexander Hamilton.
Yeah.
I'm not lying.
I know. Yeah, I'm not going to challenge you to a duel or anything. That would be foolish of me right now.
I did lose.
You did lose? No, that's true. That's true. Aaron Burr. That's all right. Nice history escapes me. But so you're a fan of Hamilton, I understand.
I am. Very big fan of Hamilton.
So explain a little bit about it to me. I've heard a lot about it, and it's obviously very popular. But I'm not too familiar with
the concept.
Yes.
It is basically, I would call it like a hip hop opera about the life of Alexander Hamilton, from basically his fresh start in New York after he came here up into his death, and all of his family and his political musings and whatnot. It's very fun, and I've now seen it twice.
Yes. You can brag about that. That's fine.
It's fun.
And this last time you were there, I saw the pictures. You actually got to go backstage.
I went backstage the first time back
true.
in May, and I got to meet the original principal cast, and I got to meet Lynn, who is the creator of it, which was really, really fun. And then I was backstage the other day, and they let me play with all the props. So
you didn't take anything with you, did you? As far as they know, you didn't take anything with you.
I played the fifth. It's fine.
Okay.
I don't have a dueling pistol tucked away in my costume or anything that's stage accurate.
Of course not. Oh my gosh. Well, because we're getting towards the end of. Well, first of all, how many cons do you think you've done this year?
18.
18.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
I will not be doing that many again for a very long time.
Really? You had it? Or?
I think I'm done. Well, it's next year. I'm taking on a lot more children's books, which are a lot more time consuming. And that's fun, and I have some comic projects that I can't talk about yet. So I've got, a lot of stuff coming up for 2017 that I'm really excited about, but I have to stay home to work on it. So.
And see your family.
Yes. Eventually, my kids do like to see me.
Yes.
Which is...
Yeah, speaking of kids, so I've been seeing your posts. It seems like your oldest, Grayson, is turning into quite the young comedian.
She is terrifying. But every once in a while, something comes out of her mouth, and it's like, what? Where did you even come up with that? So I'm guessing it's like, oh, great, I've got a stand-up comedian as a daughter. That's a great aspiration in life. Yay.
A mini you.
A mini me. I have all my mini me's.
So what kind of projects for the children's books? Can you talk about these?
More Star Wars.
More Star Wars. I got the ABC Star Wars.
Yeah, and then Obi-Wan 2-3 is coming out in a few months, and then there'll be some more after that. So they're fun. They're a blast.
How's the con been so far for you this year? I know I've seen you have again your usual long lines as well.
Yes, it's been very busy. It's very fortunate, and it's always weird to have like, oh, I'm gonna try and go get a water. Nope, can't do that.
No.
Can't leave.
Well, you have a minion with you this year.
I do have a minion.
Not Ryan, of course. He's back home with his bonsai trees.
With his bonsai trees and his ukulele and our kids.
Ukulele?
He bought...
Oh, what's that, when you were in Hawaii?
Yeah, when we were in Hawaii for a show, he bought himself an ukulele, and he's not put it down since.
An ukulele?
Yeah, that's how you say it there. And then he gets very like, no, it's ukulele. And I was like, oh my God. Tiny trees, tiny instruments. We have a problem.
How is he dealing with your Hamilton
He is
fandom?
very patient with me because I don't make fun of his tiny trees because we've got like 40 bonsai trees.
40?
Because you can only like touch them once, and then you like gotta let them grow for 4 years, and then you can't touch them again. So he's like, he has them in rotation. So he has not said anything about the costume other than a slight eye roll. And this is actually also my Halloween costume, so it's going to double. And then the girls are going to be other members of the cast. So
you got it all figured out.
I did. This is how I justified it, is that this is my Halloween costumes.
Well, it's amazing. I'm sure if you check out Katie Can Draw online,
there will
you'll
be
have
many
many photos on
Many photos.
Katie, again, thank you very much for your time. I'm curious to see how... and you even have a little quill topper for your pen today.
I do.
You go all out. I want to see how this happens today. People come on by and say, oh, what's going on?
We're gonna see if anybody asks me to sing. We might draw the line at that.
You're not gonna sing?
I don't think I'm gonna sing.
Can't hum us a few bars in?
I don't know. There's a licensing issue.
Okay. Oh, understood. All right. Well, Katie, thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the show. All right, Saturday morning, the con is now open. Pants on the floor. I'm at the Tomorrow's booth. with first,
Eric Nolen-Weathington.
and also special appearance by...
Adam the Murd Murdo.
Excellent, excellent. And you are here to pick up what, sir?
Why, I'm buying this copy of Comic Book Fever, a celebration of comics 1976 to 1986 by George Corey.
Yeah, we've heard good things about that and talked about that on the show.
Our own Chris Epperly said many good things about that.
Yes. How's that been selling for you so far?
It's been pretty good. I mean, the initial orders were not quite what we were hoping for, but we've got a lot of good reaction lately. A lot of great reviews throughout the internet, and so the word spreading around very nicely, and sales have definitely been brisk since these books come out. So
yeah, everything by tomorrow's we say, but it's true. It's just wonderful stuff. The attention to detail, the historical perspective. I love all these publications. We just got in the mail the upcoming the MLJ book.
Yes, and we got that here for the table too.
We're talking about the artsy characters as superheroes,
Of
right?
course.
Was it Red Circle, I think?
Oh, yeah, that's another name for it.
It covers them back in the Golden Age, as well as all through the Red Circle stuff, and even the DC imprints and
Dark Circle.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
All of that stuff. So yeah, it covers the whole run of from the Golden Age on up to today, even through the stuff that Dean Haskell and Mark Waid and stuff are doing. So.
We're talking the Comet, the Fly, the Jaguar, etc., the Black Hood, those guys.
Yeah. Are there any upcoming modern masters you can talk about?
Not super soon, probably not until next year sometime. I mean, most likely the next one will be J.H. Williams, since I've already started the interviews for that. But
okay.
I started them a while back, but I got he's got sidetracked with the Sandman project. I got sidetracked with some other projects, so we got to put it on hold for a while, but hopefully I'll be getting back to that soon. But I have to finish up the Jim Aparo book first.
Oh, a Jim Aparo book.
Yes.
Oh.
It's about 75% written. I've got to finish writing it here. Hopefully by the end of the year, I'm going to have it finished written, and then I can get back to Modern Masters.
Oh, that's fantastic. We're very much looking forward to that. And again, now I see you. I just want to thank you again for all your contributions to our forums here.
Oh, well, happy to do that. I mean, that's the only place I post, except, I post more there than I do on Facebook even, so. But I don't really post a lot on Facebook. I don't know why. I did for a while, and then I kind of fell out of it, but I get more interesting conversations on the forums. So.
Yeah, that's thecomicforums.vanillaforums.com. As for it by name, no. Just trying to put, but I appreciate you actually coming on and talking to.
Well, I have fun.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Raise the intellectual level of our discussions, as always.
Well, I don't know about that, but
I do.
Well, thank you.
Excellent. All right, well, let's get back to your business. Your transaction must be completed here. It ain't for free.
That's true.
Yeah, so if you're interested in the book, though, it's available online at www.tomorrows, that's TWOMorrows.com. If you order directly from the site, you get the free PDF. The PDF has some extras that we didn't have room for in the book.
Aha.
It's a slightly different layout because there's extra pages. So, check it out. And there's a preview online, too, so if Chris Everly couldn't convince you, go to the website, look through a few pages. I think there's like about 20 pages up there that you can look through.
Fantastic.
If that doesn't convince you, then forget you.
All right, Eric, thank you very much.
Yeah,
and Adam, enjoy the book.
I'm already nose deep in it.
All right, take care.
Ready, Freddie?
All right, it's Saturday afternoon at a very busy New York ComicCon.
This is very busy.
Very busy. I mean, we're talking San Diego type aisles and everything to walk around.
We were getting herded into here, and it was a little dicey. I thought we were headed to slaughter. It was like the total funneling down, like in the abattoir or something.
Sorry, who am I talking to? Introduce yourself to our listeners.
Oh, hi. I am Shawna Benson, one half of the Benson sisters, writers of Batgirl and the Birds of Prey.
Excellent. And now, since this technically isn't your first time on our show, we always ask folks who've been on the first time this question: how did you first get into reading comics?
Well, my story is very similar to my sister's, but with a slight twist. So our father had Silver Age comics that we perused when we were much younger. And as we got older, I think Julie stuck a little more closely to it. Unbeknownst to me, I might add. I had no idea that she was as deep into comics as she was. I was reading in the late 80s, early 90s, so now I'm dating myself, but I was reading Star Trek Next Generation comic books, and that was really kind of my primary comic reading for a lot of years, and now I consider myself a born-again comics reader now that we're working on
comics that I'm now mainlining basically everything that I can, as much as I can. So that's kind of how I got into reading them. Sort of long short story, short long story.
I've heard you on other podcasts. You mentioned you're also a lot into the science fiction, like books and things. Like you read Dune. And,
oh yeah. Our dad had us reading, or at least had me reading books pretty young. I was reading The Hobbit, like age 7 or whatever, and I didn't actually do the whole Lord of the Rings until I was probably 12 or 13. But and then real appreciation didn't kick in until probably the third reading when I was even older than that. But he raised us on, like, he was a huge Henline fan, Dune, Herbert fan, and I was reading Piers Anthony, I was reading Larry Niven, I was reading, Jerry Purnell. I mean, the list is long. Douglas Adams, I was reading all of that, and that was really like my real education, was reading science fiction and fantasy books. Terry Pratchett was a huge influence on me when I was younger. Discovered him, and I read every single book from there out. So the Discworld series. So that's kind of my history of my steeping in literature. So it comes out your pores a little bit. It's very healthy for you.
Yes.
I hear.
And now, this is your first New York ComicCon, and I think
is
it your second time in New York City?
Yeah, this is technically my second time in New York. The last time I was here was about 9 years ago. I was here for all of 3 days, and I was here for a couple of concerts, and it was great. I didn't get to see much. I mean, it was sort of like the walk across the Brooklyn Bridge, visit Ground Zero, kind of almost quasi-tourist trip. But so this feels much more like a real first trip to New York, like getting to sort of experience this. We're walking a lot of the streets now and seeing things, and it's great because now it feels like we got to visit Gotham, and so just driving in from the airport, we're kind of looking around at all the buildings, and I'm like, oh, that's like a rooftop where the ladies would be kicking some ass. But then I have to imagine how on earth they got on the rooftop, and why are they on a rooftop? Why do they fight on rooftops so much? It's really a puzzle. I was like, look at all these empty buildings. They'd definitely be fighting in those empty buildings. But again, why are they in the empty buildings? What is the purpose? So sometimes my brain meanders, even in the moments of awe, where I am awed by whatever I am seeing. I'm a little ponderous about it.
Now, when I saw you at Comic-Con, that was when the first issue of Batgirl and Birds of Prey Rebirth had come out.
Yeah. And
now, since then, you have Issues 1, Issue 2 come out, and Issue 3 comes out this Wednesday. Since this is your first New York Comic-Con, what has been the reaction from the readers you had at your signings to the book?
It's been really positive, and that's been probably the most gratifying part of the experience of coming here, because when you write, or you're an artist or whatever, you're living in a bubble, and you don't know what really anybody thinks. And even social media is only sort of helpful in that regard, because still I don't think there's a lot of reaching out. I think especially younger readers don't quite connect the dots on who makes these things. I know when I was a kid, I never really thought too much about the names that are on the cover or on the inside as to like who was actually making comics. So when you get to come to something like this and you get to meet people and sign the books and hear what they think of it, I mean, it's really gratifying. It's nice to know that people aren't just reading them, but they're reading them and enjoying them and maybe recommending it to someone else. And so that's been really great. I've enjoyed that a lot.
Has there been anybody you got to meet here at New York Comic-Con you hadn't met before?
Oh, yeah. I mean, there have been a few people. I didn't get to talk to him for very long, but last night we met Gerard Way.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, shook his hand, said hi. I mean, it was a very shy, kind of reserved guy. And it was sort of, we're in the den of all of sort of the DC people. So it was sort of like, he's kind of belle of the ball. He's got young animals, and he's a pretty well-known figure. So, in fact, we had somebody come up to our booth today, or over at DC booths for signing, and he had a Gerard Way t-shirt on, and he said he had done a sketch of him, and he had a tattoo of him on his arm, So he was like the Gerard Way super fan, apparently, but he couldn't get like a wristband for the signing, and he was incredibly bummed out about it. And I was like, well, sorry, I can't help you. I talked to him for all of 30 seconds. I don't really know the guy. But, you know, I mean, there definitely are, like, we finally got to meet our cover artist, Yannick Paquette.
Yes.
And that was really great.
I know he's an awesome guy.
Yeah, and Roger Antonio, who is doing some of our interior art coming up, he tag teams a little with Claire on issue 3, and he's doing art for issue 4 at least. And he may be doing a little more for us. We gotta see how it all rolls along. But it's kind of exciting to get to work with a different artist to see what the, you know. And I can't say that I know too much what the differences are, other than the fact that, again, we have someone with whom we don't really communicate a whole lot, and he's from Brazil, so his English is somewhat limited. Although it sounds like he's pretty great with email correspondence, because, you know, there are translation programs, and that makes life a lot easier. So I'm looking forward to corresponding with him and finding out what he's enjoying, what he likes, what he wants to see. I mean, that's really important to us, that we want to collaborate with our artist and anyone really who's working on the book, that from the inker, I mean, well, they do their own inks, but, you know, from them to the colorist to the letterer, I mean, we're interested.
Yeah, I think the letterer stopped by the other day here.
He did, yeah. Well, Steve,
the new letterer.
Right, Steve Wands was doing it, and I'm going to forget his name. It was Darren
The issue handy.
Bennett, I think. His last name's Bennett. I'll check it. You can fact check me later. But anyway, he stopped by, and that was really nice. He did issue 3, and he did a great job on it. You know, I mean, it's a skill set that I don't know that I ever appreciated, really, until you have to do a pass. You look at the lettering pass, and you see like how much work goes into the placement of balloons and the lettering itself, and sound, you know, the sound effects type stuff. I mean, it's really impressive in a way, you know, to sort of see how that integrates with the rest of the book, because it is its own special pass other than the art. You know, you do an art pass, and then they do that, and then you do another pass with the colors, and so you get to look at it a few times before it gets into its finished form. It's pretty cool. So yeah, we got to meet him, we got to meet Yannick, and then Roger we met as well. So we got to meet some of the people on our book, which is exciting.
Now, of course, you and your sister are also co-writers, your staff writers on The 100 from the CW, and at this point, have you had an episode assigned to you yet?
We have not officially had one assigned to us, but that being said, we're nearing the end of the breaking process. I mean, we're in the back half, okay. And so we knew that we would.
Where do you want to be?
Yeah, I mean, with the writing of the comic, you know, in the first, we didn't want there to be any conflict between having to write the show and writing the comic. We didn't want to be late on anything for either one of those projects. So we requested that they place us in the back half of the season, which we were last year. So it was fine. It worked out pretty well, I think. We're probably writing issue. This is gonna trip me up now forever. Episode now issue. We think we're writing episode 11, so we'll see. That's what it looks like right now, anyway. And we'll probably start as a room breaking that episode in about a week or two. So as soon as we get back from all of this, New York, we're back into it for the show.
So, without giving anything away, is there anything you can tease about any upcoming issues of Batgirl and the Birds of Prey? If not, I understand completely. But
no, I mean, the thing that we're most excited about is that when we get into the next arc, after the Who is Oracle arc is finished.
And you will find out who Oracle is. That's going to be a thing.
That is absolutely true. We will find out who Oracle is, and that whole story will wrap up by issue 6, which is really the 7th part of the Who is Oracle story.
With the Rebirth one-shot.
Yeah, unlike a lot of the Rebirth issues, we really started our story in Rebirth, and a lot of them were very standalone Rebirth issues. They didn't play into the larger story that they were telling for their arcs, and ours is different in that regard, for better or for worse. I mean, I think some people liked that it really just kind of got into the next story. Other people, I think, would have preferred that it was a one-shot, like more of just a setup type issue. whatever. It is what it is. So it really is a 7-part story. So we wrapped that in 6. We're doing a standalone story for 7, and then we'll start a new arc in issue 8, where we'll add to the team, which is pretty exciting. We can't talk about who it's going to be, but we are personally incredibly excited about bringing this person onto the team. We think it's going to create some interesting dynamics as the team now that it's formed will go forward and try to learn how to function as a team, and go through the growing pains of being a team. It's like they've come together, they are a team now, but now what? What's the day in, day out of that look like? What's the routine going to look like, and how's Barbara going to adapt to that, not sitting behind the computer part and being out in the field with Dinah, and is Huntress going to be able to, calm down, or maybe loosen up a little bit? And those are things that I think will be super fun to talk about and explore in that next arc. So.
Good. We're looking forward to issue 3 coming out this Wednesday.
Yeah.
And keen listeners of Comic Geek Speak, check out issue 3 for a CGS Easter egg. That's all I'll say about that. Thank you for that, and just thanks again for stopping and chatting with me.
Yeah, it's no problem. It's really nice to talk to you.
Thank you very much. All right, Shawna. All right, we're winding down towards the end of New York ComicCon 2016. It's Sunday, and I'm with Julie Benson. How are you doing, Julie?
My feet hurt. My feet hurt. I'm in such a good mood.
How's your ankle, though?
My ankle is good. Pants and I went to dinner last night. I got to meet Danny and Bill and Murd for the first time. It was so much fun. We had the best dinner. And I kind of twisted my ankle walking in the rain, but I really had a good time. And I don't even care. I don't feel any pain when I'm with the Comic Geek Speak guys.
Oh, you're far too kind.
No, it's true.
So this is your first New York Comic-Con. What do you think?
I'm amazed. This place is crazy banana pants. There are probably just as many people here as San Diego, right?
I would think so, yeah.
And in a smaller venue, which is nuts. We're currently in Artist Alley. I wonder if it's loud, if they're listening.
Oh, it's fine. They know about I gave my disclaimer at the beginning of the episode that maybe some background noise.
Yeah, there's all these, artist people talking around us.
Yeah.
No, we have this cool table, and we've been doing signees today, and it's been insane to meet people. Because now we're, 2 or 3 books in, and they've had a chance to read it. And when we were at San Diego, Rebirth had just come out, so we didn't have any feedback. And now we're getting this amazing feedback, which is, it's so humbling. And I'm probably going to go home and cry on the plane. But right now, I have to compartmentalize, or I'd be in tears.
Yeah, I got to witness some of that firsthand, and people coming up to you. How does that make you feel? I mean, really?
It makes me feel like all the hard work and the struggle to get these books done on time and to make them as good as we want to make them is worth it. It's not going unread. It's not just getting done and goes on a shelf and it disappears. People are reading it and enjoying it and seeing all the subtext and excited about where it's going. And so are we. 3 comes out this week, and I'm so bummed because I wanted 3 to be here so we could actually sign it and talk about it. But I think it just starts to really, each issue I feel like we're finding our footing better and better, and we're finding our voices, and we're making all the mistakes, and hopefully everybody's going to stick with us, and it's going to all be there. It's all happening. We just turned in the issue 6 script before Comic-Con, so we're talking about the next arcs. Awesome. Going to add a member.
Yeah, you tease about that.
Tease a little of that. Roge Antonio, who is on issue 3 that everyone will see. He did these amazing flashback pages with Claire's art. It's so fantastic. So we got to meet him. He lives in Brazil. And he's amazing. And we've gotten to hang out with all of our Bat family. We did the big panel. Mm-hmm. Oh, and Yannick, yeah. I mean, it's been insane. Everybody's so supportive, and the whole DC family, like Dan and Jim and all these guys, they get it, and they're here for us, and it makes all the difference.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
Did you get a chance to actually enjoy the con, go out and do any shopping at all?
Oh my God, no. I mean, Murd and I looked at back issues with you, and then Murd was like, don't buy any here, they're too expensive. So
he knows of what he speaks.
So I might go to the floor after this and try to find a few little things.
What are you looking for?
I don't know, just odds and ends.
Okay. Do you have a list? Do you have a list like his list?
Oh my God, you guys. Murd's list is handwritten in the tiniest little handwriting you've ever seen, and it's so pieces of paper. It looks like a bag of receipts. that he's just like mishmashed into this like Ziploc bag. That is his list. It is amazing. And then you look at Brian's, and it's like a typed out, beautiful, neat, organized. You can find everything.
The one thing I'm organized at is my comic list. Yes, that's the one thing.
It's so great. So no, it's been really fun. I found some art that I might try to pick up here at the end of the con, and yeah, it's been insane. I sound tired and so nonchalant, but it's only because I'm exhausted because we've just been running around. But I got to tell you guys, if you get a chance to come to New York, you should do it. It's so amazing.
Anybody you really wanted to meet out here that you got to meet?
Oh, that's a good question. I met Brian Stelfreeze.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Talked to him a little bit. He told me Oracle was his favorite character, so I don't know if he was blowing smoke. He didn't know who I was when he said it, so I don't think he was blowing smoke. I was looking at a beautiful drawing he had done back in the day of Oracle, in the wheelchair, and $400. I considered it, but then I was too embarrassed, and I had to walk away because I told him I wrote for the book, and then he got excited, and we talked for a while, which was really, really cool.
For about an hour, you told me.
It was a while. It was a while.
That's awesome.
You guys introduced me to amazing artists that you guys know, which I can't think of anyone's names right now.
Of course, Katie Cook.
Katie Cook. Oh, I love her. She's my new favorite person. I bought my first My Little Pony comic, so I'm excited to dig into that. I feel like I've avoided it because I'm gonna go down a rabbit hole with it. Just everyone. I've run into old friends. We saw Bill Sienkiewicz. We saw Sal.
Yes. We got our own private story time.
We got some private story time with Sal talking about his Disney World trip, I should say.
Yes.
Poor man. But he looks great, and he's in such a good mood. It's so fun to see him.
Yes, it was.
It's been fun. Have you had fun?
I have had a lot of fun. Today was sort of like a day of respite because it's getting ready to head back home and put this episode together. But,
oh my God, you got work to do when you get home.
A little bit of work to do. Well, it's just me listening and cut here, cut there, splice, boom, episode, ready to go.
Sounds so easy when
not
you
brainstorming.
say that.
Well, I mean, you know about podcasts. It's just...
Have you did something fun. Are you going to talk about that?
Oh my God, I went to go see David Letterman on Friday night.
Yes, you did. I have never seen Hans more excited in my life. You were glowing. You were so happy.
I was on cloud nine.
And then we saw you the next day. You had such funny stories. It sounded like the best show ever.
Yes, I'll probably go a little more in detail on that on the show.
Yeah, you should.
But I never thought I'd see him in a theater again.
I mean...
And I'm so in the last...
And right here.
In the last month, I got to see the final performance of the Monkees, surviving Mike, Mickey, and Peter.
Yep.
I got to see Letterman again after his retirement. I don't know what's next. I mean, I just would not leave the house anymore. It's all done.
Is that it?
Oh, yeah, that was...
Uphill? Downhill? I don't know.
You're bringing that old chestnut out again.
Yeah, one of those things.
Okay.
I really don't know what it is, because Shawna looks at me weird when I say downhill.
It depends on the context, because sometimes you're like, when you use downhill, you use downhill when you mean uphill, like it's a struggle, and you're like, it's all downhill, as if to mean it's, I don't know. It's odd. It's an odd thing that you do sometimes where I'm like...
I'm geographically challenged.
Well, no, what it is that you are prone to malapropisms.
I am.
And they're adorable when they happen, but I have now developed a tick of recognizing your malapropisms.
So give me this weird look, and I'm like, what did I say now?
And I don't like correcting it, because sometimes it's actually weirdly right, even though it's wrong.
Okay.
So sometimes it's worth just letting it stand.
All right. Well, any last thoughts, Julie, for the convention? Anything you have coming you can talk about with the book? Actually, I sort of got Shawna already on record about that. So.
I have a full body massage coming up at some point, probably Monday evening. I have a full bottle of wine I'm going to drink at some point. My feet hurt. Okay. Did I already say that?
You did say that.
No, I'm having a great time, and I'm so happy that we got to spend more time together here.
Yes, me as well.
My new Comic Geek Speak family.
Yes, awesome. All right, well, that'll wrap it up for here at Comic-Con. Once again, this episode was brought to you by Collection Drawer. Folks who bring you drawer boxes, go to collectiondrawer.com to order your drawer boxes now.
Do it, because I have them and they're awesome.
Yes, if you want to leave us a voicemail, now hang on a minute, we're not quite done yet. If you want to leave us a voicemail, the number is 267-702-6642. You can leave us an email, we're comicgeekspeak@gmail.com. You can follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, we're Comic Geek Speak. Join in the conversation at thecomicforums.vanillaforums.com to talk back about this episode as well as many other episodes and topics. I want to thank everyone who contributed to the show. We appreciate it. Could not do it without you. This is your part. And as always, come on, join with me. You don't know what it is?
No, what are you making me do?
We are uniting the world's mightiest heroes, one listener at a time.
I wasn't ready for that. Do it again.
Oh. And what?
I can't do it.
And as always.
I know, but I never had to say it out loud. I've heard it how many times?
And as always, we are uniting the world's mightiest heroes.
No, you said listeners.
And as always, we are uniting the world's mightiest heroes, one listener at a time.
We did it.
All
It
right.
only took 100 takes.
All right.
I love everyone. Bye.